Praise the Lord. Gosh, I feel like I haven't done this in ages. Shoot, that's what have I done? Hey Dee, how are you? It's our anniversary. Hey pregnancy. Hey Coach Carla. Hey, how is everyone? Hey Janelle. Oh my gosh. Guys, I feel like a dinosaur in terms of I haven't done this in such a long time. And I hope everyone is doing really, really well today. It's going to be me and Coach Carla going to be on this live. And we're just going to be talking about what we're doing, what we've been up to, etc. Because today is our anniversary. So just bear with me one moment because I've got background music. So I just need to say I don't have the rights for this genre, well, the music playing. Just bear with me one moment. Hi, Rose. We do not... Oh, gosh. We do not own the rights to this music. I'm actually typing. I actually haven't got my glasses on. Hey Janelle. What am I doing? Oh, it's my anniversary. Do not own the rights to this music. Okay, so actually I should just pin that, right? Yeah. Okay, so how's everyone doing? It's your girl Kazmak, Now Chat Show. Just celebrating 4 years of Now Chat Show. Can you believe it? 4 years. We started since 2017 and we launched. Sorry. Oh, Janelle says she's sorry she can't join today, ladies and gents. But, you know, we're going to be talking about some stuff in a bit anyway. But going back to what I was just saying, it's been 4 years for Now Chat Show. We launched in 2017. And we also celebrated our first year anniversary on the 25th of March 2018, where Coach Carla Consultancy actually launched. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in Coach Carla. Just bear with me. Hi, Auntie Sharon. Right, Coach Carla. Where the girl at? I just want to give some background music as well. Just to, give a little ambience thing, What's going on? Hey, Sugar.
Hey, how are you? Let me push this back a bit. How are you doing?
I am fine. I am well.
Hey, happy anniversary.
It's our anniversary. Anniversary. You know what? I should actually play that. I should have played that in the background, but...
What are you drinking? What are you drinking? Hi, everyone.
Water and lemon.
Oh,
water and lemon. I can't drink any alcohol because I'm actually on medication. I have
really? They haven't paid me, but I'm drinking Aldi's pink gin and tonic because it's our anniversary. And I know it's a school night. But cheers.
Cheers, babes. Cheers.
Hey, hi everyone. How are you?
Okay, so Carla, I mean, how do you feel?
Oh my gosh, Kaz, I'm going to be honest, but I didn't even realize it was our anniversary. I know I done a masterclass yesterday and you were on the masterclass and I didn't remember. It feels like a very, very long time ago, but it feels like a lot has happened. And it feels really great to reflect because I'm always encouraging people to reflect. So it feels really good to reflect and be in the moment.
Yes.
I see Janelle's drinking some red wine. So cheers, Jay.
Cheers, Janelle. I'm sure Janelle shouldn't be drinking red wine anyway.
Okay.
Janelle knows why.
Okay.
Anyway,
we're not gonna go there. But now it feels great. I feel very blessed. I can really track my journey from the time that we done the show together. Was it 3 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago, 2018.
Yeah, so you're 4 years old, and I launched the business 3 years ago on your platform, and it just feels like it feels like, as I said, so much has happened, so much greatness has happened, and I'm very grateful. you know, you gave me that platform, and then from there you know, I've run with it, and it feels absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, Queen. You're welcome. And so, with regards to your masterclass yesterday, if you
Yeah.
just wouldn't mind just sharing a bit more in regards to what the masterclass consists of and how people can actually connect with you, because you've obviously got upcoming events happening as
Yeah.
well in the vision board.
Yeah, so basically the masterclass was inspired by just the fact that we're stepping into a new season, spring. And I think people were really waiting for the seasons to change, because we've been in winter, we've been in this whole COVID lockdown crap. And basically, I felt that I wanted to kind of celebrate the fact that we're going into spring. And for me, as you know, Kaz, every year, every sort of December, January, I have a big vision board experience. And I just wasn't feeling it. You know, I had people reaching out to me and saying, Carla, are you all right? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. And they was like, well, you haven't done your vision board experience. And I said, well, I have to go with how I'm flowing at the moment, and it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right to tell people to, you know, to manifest greatness, and we're going through like this time. I just felt like a massive, I just couldn't do it. It just felt very unethical to me at that time. So I couldn't put it out there. But, you know, we are in new season. I'm really grateful for that. You know, that so much has happened throughout the past 12 months with this whole COVID thing. And I just want people to know, you know, to encourage people to pick up those goals that you've put on the back seat, you know, start dreaming big again, and actually look at the things that you can predict, because there's a lot of things we can't predict, but we have to sort of make a list and remind ourselves of the things that we can predict and that we can control. So that's what I wanted to encourage. So the masterclass was about, you know, really aimed at people that needed a bit of a push and to get their mojo back, and people that perhaps don't know about vision boards, and you know how they actually work and how to activate your vision board and stuff like that. So it was a reminder, but it was also it was my way of giving everybody a little bit of hope and a big hug to say, you know what, we're all feeling it, but I'm here to kind of say, start dreaming big and start journeying towards those big dreams, really.
I love that. I mean, to be quite honest, for myself joining yesterday, I have personally been feeling quite flat. Okay. And I'm sure a lot of people could relate to the same thing, because obviously, you know, like it's a year now that we've been in this pandemic, and it's been really up and down. So coming on to the masterclass, it really just like, I just felt as if my fire had been turned on. Do you know what I mean? Like I just felt like, I really just felt really just like, oh my gosh, I really needed this. I really needed this inspiration right now, because I initially booked in for another event earlier on by Sonia Brown, and for whatever reason that event got cancelled. So I was like thinking, oh, but then I remember, oh yes, I've got Carla's class later on. Do you know what I mean? You know, I've got a master class later. So I'm so happy that I actually done that. And it got me writing again. Got me writing down my 7 steps for my goals, and I'm obviously going to be, you know, joining you, because I'm going to pay, you know, my space as well, because I just think it's imperative, especially what you said yesterday and what you said this evening, is not this evening, yesterday, when you were saying that, you know, having that vision board and connecting with it. I just feel that I've lost the connection of what my goals are. What is it that I want to achieve?
You've lost that link. You've lost that link. It's understandable.
Yeah.
What for me was really important, and what I prayed about before I jumped on yesterday, was about just being able to connect. And you know, although we couldn't be together in person with I couldn't be in front of you lot in person, however, there was definitely an energy in that masterclass, and I've had so many people come back to me to say, "Oh, Carla, you know, they really connected, and they're going to take action." And that's what I really want. And they're believing in themselves. And even if they are sort of out there achieving goals, it actually gave them even that extra push and that extra fire to say, yeah, I'm on the right track. I'm going to keep on keeping on, and I'm going to keep on showing up. So
Amen.
it was really, really good. And I mean, I've even got a waiting list now of you know, people that want to jump on another masterclass. So that is coming. And I know that I'm working,
because it's only 8 spaces per class, is that correct?
So basically, the masterclass is free, but then what we do is we go on to do it's my vision. It's called Dream Big, and it's
Dream Big. Sorry, that's what I meant. The Dream Big is
Dream
8
Big,
people.
So Dream Big is sort of like the step up from the masterclass, and this is where we really go into some really intense visualization, and then we create your vision board plan, and I give you all the tools you need to go away and create your vision board, but we're going to be very intentional. So what's different from the face-to-face vision board experiences that I hosted with you, etc., is that usually we have loads of magazines and people sort of go through their magazines and everything, and sometimes people struggle to find the images that they really want. But this, doing it online and doing it digitally, it's very specific because you can get any image you want. But the step before that, which is like the prerequisite before you start your vision board, is that visualization. And we go into some really, really deep visualization there. And, and I take you to a place, and it can get emotional, so I'm running smaller sort of classes for that, so it will be a maximum of 8 people. My dates, I think Janelle did put them up there.
Yes, I was going to get to the questions in a moment. So what is your dates? Because I know obviously you've got this, is it the 3rd of April and is it the 10th of April
Absolutely.
as well?
They're Saturdays, and it's a 90-minute program. It's from 1 o'clock till 2:30. So that is the Dream Big. That's that workshop, that experience. But I will be running more of the free masterclasses, so people can just taste it and just feel like, is this for me? Is this what I want? And then they can jump on to the creation of their vision board plan, a very solid and robust vision board plan that is going to allow you to create, give you a lot of clarity on the vision board, so you're not just sticking down anything, and it's really, and it's really quite strategic, and there's a process there. And then what I've been doing also is just working with my clients. So, I have a program where I work with my clients, and we look at 3 goals on the vision board, and I do visualization and coaching through visualization. So that's another program that I'm working on. So yeah, it's great. It's absolutely great. I feel like I'm serving my audience. I'm serving my purpose. And it runs shivers down my spine. I'm telling you, it really does.
I know exactly what you're saying, and I totally hear what you're saying. But in regards to the dates, because obviously you said the 2nd and the 10th of April.
The 3rd.
What about? Is there any? The 3rd of. I'm talking about 2nd of April myself. I'm talking about that in a moment.
No, you're up on
the
2nd, aren't you?
Is there going to be any other months that you're going to be doing the events?
Yeah, so I'm going to run another free masterclass in April, and then what we'll do is and then from that masterclass we'll have the Dream Big dates released at the end of April. So you're not going to miss out, and then so you're definitely not going to miss out. And people reach out to me, I love speaking to people, and I think that's really important, the communication. Even the other day, I was on, because I watch Loose Women when I'm working from home, only on a Thursday. So Kelly...
Why is that?
I wrote to Kelly the other day, because there was I think, they won the award. So what's her name? Kelly Bryan, is it?
Kelly Bryan, yeah.
So I must have typed in her chat, and I said, Kelly, well done on this award. I said, I wrote to Loose Women in 2006. I was at home, and I saw that there was no black women representing on Loose Women. I think they used to throw Jamelia in there sometimes.
Yeah, they used to. I think they threw in Jamelia and Angie Lamar as well. And I don't think they got very good treatment, to be quite honest.
Really, right. So I wrote to them, ITV, you know, their formal email, and I said, look, I'm watching these women that it doesn't represent me. I said, where are the black women? And this was in 2006. Right. So I told Kelly, I said, you know, I wrote to ITV in 2006. It's so nice to see that come to life. Like, and what do you guys? And you know what I love? And just going back to reach out to me, she got back to me, and you know, so it's nice. Absolutely, it's really nice when you hear back, and I love that. So that's something that I always do. I get back to people. I have that conversation, and that connection. I think it's really important. And also, Andy Peters got back to me. You know, the one that does the gym.
Oh yeah, Andy Peters. Yeah. GMTV,
GMTV, and he done the broom cupboard. He also, I must have said, oh, Andy, you make me laugh and whatever. And he said, oh, thank you, God bless you, thank you for watching. And
it's so nice when they do respond back, isn't it?
Absolutely. So yeah, it's important that you communicate and connect with your audience.
Well, what I love about what you do, Carla, is that you're so bold that you still will send a message. I remember even when you sent me an email, when I was launching to do Now Chat Show. And do you remember when you sent me that email?
What was it? Oh, yes! This is before we connected,
and
right?
You are the original go-getter. Like, you are the original go-getter. I kid you not. Like, guys, seriously, Coach Carla, do not play with this woman. Like, she is like, I swear, if you had, like, the Queen's address, you'd probably just send her a letter or something. Do you know what I mean?
I would if I wanted to communicate with her or sit in.
Of course, if you wanted to communicate
with her, exactly. But no, Kaz, I actually remember that. And I'm sure if I look in my archives, I can see what I wrote and what I sent. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I love your boldness. I love the fact that, you know, you just don't have no fear with it. You don't care. You just reach out to people. You just say, you know, you just say what's in your heart and everything else. Sometimes for myself, I have the reservation, like, I don't really want to, because if there's this fear of rejection, right, if they don't respond back. So, you know, whereas with you, it's just like, I don't care, I'm just going to do it. You know what I mean? Kind of thing, you know, and I think that's just amazing.
I think I pick my moments and I pick my people. So obviously there was something in you that I saw in myself. There was something in you that I found very intriguing, and I wanted to know more, and I wanted to be on your show, basically.
Well, you done that, didn't you? You visualized it and you made it happen.
Absolutely. So I reached out, and even yesterday I touched on, you know, having cheerleaders, and, you know, I'm so grateful and I'm so blessed for the cheerleaders that I have, because from us working together all those years back, Kaz, like, we've just been we're very close, very tight. And, you know, we might not hear from each other all the time, but when we do, it's love. We've built something, and you've been one of my cheerleaders, and you are a natural born cheerleader for people. And I think that you need to recognize that, because you inspire people. You put people on a platform, Kaz, and I'm forever grateful. And I think that we need to go back to our cheerleaders sometimes and just tell them that thank you and that we love them, and you know, absolutely, and I appreciate you, because you're always cheering people on, Kaz, like 100%. So thank you.
Thank you. And we are going to be we're going to be I'm back on iLive Radio from next week Friday. And from next week Friday, and then you're going to be with me co-hosting the following week, right?
I can't wait.
The night.
Yeah.
So guys, do stay locked in with Now Chat Show and with Coach Carla, because, you know, we have some amazing things going to be happening. We're going to have some amazing guests as well, and every now and then I'm going to have different guest co-hosts as well, and of course Janelle's going to be there.
Jay, we love you too, baby girl.
Janelle's going to be with us on the end of the end of April, so the last Friday of April. So yeah, so I'm excited. I'm nervous about going back on radio, especially going on my first solo trip on radio, which will be on Good Friday, next week Friday.
Yeah. Nerves is a good thing, Kaz. Nerves is, and you know, I'm working with somebody at the moment, and she told me that, and I know this, that nerves are a really good thing. And what nerves show you is that you're stretching yourself. You know, you're stretching yourself. You are, and you can do this. You've done it. You've been doing it. But nerves is a really, really good thing. And what I love about you, Kaz, you're a planner. Like, you're gonna plan every, you know, you really.
I've been planning.
Yeah, you're planning. You are. You see me. I'm like a I thrive at doing things last minute. That's when I produce my best results. And you're a planner, and I love that about you. And you know, when you're working with a planner, you're like, that's fantastic, because they've got that intricate detail covered, where I just go bam kind of thing, and you know, I'll show up on the day. But you're the original planner, and I love that about you.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I will say this: I wasn't much of a planner today with this.
No, but this was good. This was spontaneous. Sometimes it's
this was really spontaneous. This was like a 3 hour ago, like WhatsApp message. It's our anniversary. Should we do a live? It was literally just like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was.
I was still putting my ring light up. I was still doing all these bits and bobs. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, is it 8 o'clock? Shoot, it's 8 o'clock.
I know. Same.
So I've just gone so quick. So what have you got planned for the rest of your week?
Well, the rest of it was Friday tomorrow. So I have I will be working. So I have a few sort of coaching calls to catch up on. And just sort of planning, you know, doing a lot of planning. Actually, I say I don't plan, but I am planning, because I'm working with somebody that's really holding me to account. Because a coach needs a coach, or at least someone that's going to drive you forward in your business. And she's amazing, and she really empowers me. So the fit is absolutely right, because I had been searching for a coach for a while, and I stumbled across, you know, a few coaches, but you know, this person is in my circle as well, so it even makes it better.
Amazing.
Yeah. So it's like sometimes you're out there looking far and wide when what you need is in your lap.
Just there.
You know.
Yeah.
And we have a great circle. You know, so it's fantastic. So I appreciate the work that I'm doing with her, and she is actually pushing me, and just doing a lot of strategic stuff with me. And I think that's what I need, because I'm a bit of a maverick sometimes. I'm very creative, and sometimes it can just, I'm an ideas person. So I've always got an idea, but sometimes it has to be parked in the car park, and then you come back to it.
Yeah. And you obviously got to strategically plan around it as well, you know, because I know exactly what you're saying, because sometimes, like, I will think of something, like something will come on me, and then I'll be on it, and it's just like, hold on, but you was just doing something just now. You need to finish or complete this before you can go left or right, or you know what I mean. So you just find yourself a bit all over the place, where you just need to stick to what you're doing, and just, you know, prioritize things and get back to that.
Absolutely.
So you can give it more attention. So I totally get where you're coming from.
And we need to be starter finishers. You know, or starter completers. It's not good to start something and not complete it. So that's what I'm trying to be, you know, Carla, be a starter finisher, because there has been things that haven't been completed, and then you feel a bit depleted, and it just doesn't work. So different strategies, and it's looking.
Going back to what you just said just now, but the thing is, sometimes you could start something and you find as you go along that journey is not for you, and it's okay to just like say, right, this isn't for me. Do you know what I mean?
That's
because
correct.
Sometimes you could put so much into something and think, okay, because I've got that mindset, if I start something, I've got to finish it.
Right.
But then you can end up finishing it, and it's just like you don't do anything with it, or, you know, it doesn't motivate you or anything like that, or you're doing it because of other people, of influence, or, you know, you're doing it for your parents, so to speak. and it's not really something that you particularly want to do. So I
But
think
that's why you
sometimes
have
it just
to, yeah,
depends on the situation,
it
the
does, and
circumstances.
you have to remind yourself of your why. So when you're on that journey, like, why am I doing this? Like, you know, sometimes you have that conversation with yourself. Well, why am I doing this? And I think also we have to listen to sort of like our gut, our intuition, because if it doesn't feel the way it's meant to feel, do question it. And if you don't complete it, and I know it's kind of sounds like I'm going back on what I'm saying, but it has to feel right, it has to flow. And if you've got something that's flowing but you're not completing it because you can't be bothered, or you feel a bit lazy, or you know, you allow other projects to get in the way, then you're doing yourself a disservice. However,
Yes,
if you've started something and you were kind of half-hearted about it, or you're doing it to please others, you've really got to keep questioning why. And
yeah,
if it doesn't
yeah,
flow, then it's probably best to let it go. But I think if you're doing
absolutely.
something that you're passionate about, try seeing it to the end, because that's when you see whether it really worked, did it not work, how would I have done it a bit different, etc., etc. But just, that's what I say. And I think our show that we done 3 years ago, that was like the pinnacle of that. That was like the epiphany of moment when we said, yeah, we're going to put something together. And we had such a short sort of time frame to piece it
Yeah, it was
together.
very short.
And
And
we
I
could
think
have
I was in Jamaica at the time as well, was I not? I
I
think I
think,
was
and
in Jamaica, yeah, for the 2 weeks when we was planning.
and then
Yeah.
but we could have easily sort of said, oh gosh, you know, this is a massive task. And I think we had conversations where we had to pray over the phone, because it was just like, it was mammoth. It felt really big to us. But it was
Yes.
something that we believed in, so that's why we finished it. And we didn't say, okay, well, we've got to this stage, and you know, the ticket sales aren't looking fantastic, so we're just going to cancel it. We went with it. We pushed hard, and then we had a sold out show, Can.
Yeah, it was sold out. I mean, we had people phoning us afterwards and saying, you know, I want to get a ticket. How can I get a ticket? And we're just like, we've reached a capacity. And it wasn't
Yeah,
even that it was being horrible. It was just literally we had reached capacity, and there was no way that we could go beyond that
yeah,
in order for everyone to have a great experience. So
yes,
we have to be really mindful in terms of the type of event it was, etc., and what you visualize, what we both visualized
yeah,
how it was going to be. So sometimes, you know, like people always say, it's always about the numbers, and I personally don't think it's always about the numbers.
no,
And I think it's about the quality of
I
something. Do you know
agree.
what I mean? You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
because you can have 1,000 people say at an event, and it's just like there was no planning, there's no
yeah.
strategic thinking to it, you
There's
know,
no
and then you come back and
connection.
you just had a really crap
Yeah,
experience.
yeah, and I think from what we put together, there was such a synergy, and there was such a connection from the exhibitors we had on the day. Shouts
Oh
out to, and
no.
help me shout them out. We had Mama Sia,
Oh,
we had
we had
Val,
Rebel,
yeah,
Flower London,
Val
we have
Creation,
Fantastic,
fantastic.
I Love
I
Afro,
love Afro. Who else did
and
we have?
the dolls, the Black Dolls collection. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
Bounce Creation. Is that Bounce? Caroline?
Yeah, Bounce collection. That's it,
Right.
Caroline. That's right.
We
Yeah.
had Caroline, and then we had the beautiful Adjua,
Katrina and Katrina
Katrina.
Douglas as
Yep,
well.
yep. You know, so we had, and Janelle was at the event with us. So we really had an array of absolutely fantastic women. And there was a synergy, and there was a connection. And Hazel, I mean,
Of course,
Hazel
Hazel was just like,
from Camera
she was like
Design.
a backbone,
She
wasn't she?
was,
Literally,
you know.
yeah.
And we had Sam on the day, and we had, you know, we had people.
Media Net Live,
Yeah, you know, yeah,
Theo.
Theo. So we had a great synergy, and we had, although we were full to capacity, but I think even if we had 15 people in the house, the connection was there, the quality was there. It was an amazing event, and I'd love to go back and do something very similar when we can all come together again.
Definitely, I totally
Yeah.
agree with you. I think, especially in this time, I think it would be so nice for us to do it where it would include the men as well, because that
Oh
was one of
gosh,
the things
yes.
that I remember. Like guys would be like, so what is this, just a woman thing, you know? Like they just felt so excluded from the whole
Yeah.
event, which obviously we was also celebrating International Women's
Women.
Month as well.
Yeah.
So that
Mhm.
was one of the reasons why we kept it for the female, and obviously for Now Chat Show, which was not Ordinary Woman Chat Show.
Yes.
But going back to doing an event again, I would love to include men in the
We
event,
need,
you know.
as we
Oh
said on
mate, just having us
yeah,
together in one roof and
yeah,
and just do your vision board.
we need them to be there. They are, we're their backbone. They're our backbone. It's the partnership. There's a synergy there, the connection. And I think that would be an amazing event, you know, to put on for men and women coming together and really learning how to manifest what they want into their life, like really, but really consciously, like really wake up to, I have control, I possess power, you know, I should be surrounding myself with people that think like me. You know, it's really, really important. And I know it's really hard to do, or sometimes it's hard to have, you know, good friends, because you may gravitate to a certain friendship group or whatever, but sometimes you owe it to yourself to cut certain things off, and just because there are so many great people out there like yourself, and like attracts like. So
Absolutely.
just have to be brave and find that connection.
Definitely. So I just want to have a look in the comments to see if anybody's got any questions. Guys, if you've got any questions for myself or for Coach Carla, by all means do send through your questions. Janelle, I see you, and you've just, I think we've covered some of the areas that Janelle's actually put in there. I'm super excited for the restart of Now Chat Show, and I love thank you, girl. Guys, listen, you guys make sure you tune in next week, Friday, y'all.
Right.
4 to 7 p.m. on iLive Radio, yeah, iLive UK, because I'm not saying I'm going to show down the place, but I'm going to try to sing.
Woo!
I'm going to try to sing because it's Good Friday. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna do. I'm not even gonna talk too much about the thing, but literally, I'm gonna take you up to church, and I'm gonna take you up to the dance, and I'm gonna take you to that place where, you know, when you just start to hear them, the last two tunes, you just know this is coming towards the end of the dance, and you're just like, no, I don't want it to dance.
God. Is that where you're going?
Plan.
Is that where you're going?
That's where I'm. So my guest next week is going to be a pastor. Pastor Timothy Ramsey, Ajwa's husband.
Right.
So guys, if you know about Ajwa, she was our main key speaker, which was at our event on the 25th of March back in 2018. And she has her own show live every single Monday at 5 p.m. and it's called her page is Be Yourself Exquisitely, so BYE. And you would definitely be inspired. She has some phenomenal women on there, and she just boosts you up for like that.
She's a powerhouse. She's a powerhouse.
She is definitely a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And her husband is just next levels as well. So it's gonna be fun. So it's gonna be a telephone interview, because obviously we're waiting for the restrictions to be lifted in regards to the current situation. But it's still gonna be good, because I'm still gonna be jamming, and there's going to be a competition as well. I'm not going to say what the prize is going to be until the day, so make sure you guys do lock in, and I would definitely keep pushing out information to remind you all. If you have any questions or any comments that you wish to share, can you see anything? Oh, Janelle said the Coach Carla is I'm so proud of you and how far the business has come. You are amazing in every way, and a queen rising. 2 outstanding young queens. Definitely, I second that. I definitely second that.
It takes 2 to know one. Because
hey, Alison, my cousin from States is on here as well. So I just want to big up everybody that's here.
Lovely.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Jeremiah, big up yourself.
Hey.
Kim, big up yourself, Queen. And who's that? Niger Lingerie. Hi, babe. Oh my gosh, you need to check out this lady with her lingerie, and she's also started training. And she's a bit of, I would just say she's curvy, yeah. The girl's sexy. And you want to see some of her underwear. Remember, Janelle, we met her at Hustle and Hills event. And do check out her lingerie.
What's
Oh my
her
God.
handle? What's her handle? Type your handle in the box, babe.
N lingerie.
Okay.
So it's NJ lingerie.
Right.
And read this. Your cousins on there as well, Carla. Read.
And Ria.
Cabby Crew, Ria. Hey, Cabbies.
Oh.
Moses. Oh wow.
Is that Cabby's gin?
Yeah, Cabby, Moses. Because I know you know his wife, right? Was it you that know his wife, or
I don't know, but Cabbies, I need some of your gin. Because look, I'm drinking the little gin, Cabbies. Look.
She need a renting. She need Cabby rum.
I need your one. I definitely need your one. So I'm going to be in contact. I'll be in touch.
Does anybody want to actually join into our live, actually? Because I just remember we have that facility. So if anybody wants to jump in, Nigel Lingerie, do you want to jump in? Natalie, do you want to tell us a bit more about your brand? Do you want to jump in? Let me know, because then you can jump in with myself and Coach Carla. Because we have facilities now. We can actually have a four-way conversation.
I know. Instagram are really they're really trying to help us out here, right? I think.
know, right? It's so amazing. I think it just makes so much sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because when I think about like all the different facilities that we've been using in terms of like StreamYard and things like that, it just makes sense. They had to up their game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. They saw the
Natalie, I sent you an invite, so if you want to join, by all means do. Alison, if you're still on there, do you want to join? Because you've also got a book out, so maybe you might want to tell people about your book as well. So let us know. I will send you an invite as well, because mate, we can do this. Like, we can actually have more people on there. So I mean, obviously you guys make sure you look decent.
Who's joining us?
Hey Natalie, hey girl.
Hi Natalie.
Hi Queen. So tell us about your brand, babe. Tell us about your lingerie.
Yes, so hi ladies, good evening.
Hi.
Hello. I'm Natalie Joseph, and I'm the founder of Natalie Joseph Lingerie. So it's a luxury lingerie brand for women with a large bust and a small frame. So I'm a hairdresser by trade. I've been doing it for like a bit over 25 years, but I've made the leap to follow my passion and design a lingerie brand. And it was from my own frustration trying to find the perfect underwear to suit my needs. So moving forward, I have done a crowdfunding last year, and the plan is to launch later on this year.
Brilliant.
So I'm hoping for about October, autumn. I don't want to be too specific. And yeah.
No,
so
Natalie, be
specific. You have to.
You have to. As a life and visualization coach, I'm telling you to put a date on that, because when you just leave it loose, it's like, okay, I'm going to push it back. And do you know what? Even if you say you give it a date, a month and a date, and you don't, you get closer to that and you move it a little bit, at least in your mind, you have set something. So you are working towards something. So I would encourage you to put a date on it. And
Thank you. Well, it did say October originally.
Yeah.
Which was either my set months was March for International Women's Month, and October for like Black History Month. So I'm working towards that, but it's at the moment with this whole Brexit thing and the COVID, it is slowing down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's now everything's gonna cost more just because of importing and exporting. So everything I'm learning as I go along. But the journey is good. There's been ups and downs, but it's definitely good. And I'm loving just meeting different people, networking. I remember, Kaz, we met last year.
That's right. Yeah, it was last year. It was yourself and I and Janelle. Yeah, last year.
Yes, I got a lovely picture with us.
Oh, please do send. Do share.
I will share
it. Please do. Yeah. But I was going to say, Natalie, because you mentioned about Brexit. I mean, what is the challenges? Because obviously I can imagine, everything's a lot more expensive. So what other challenges have you had obviously, you know, with your creation, with your lingerie, and getting, like, you know, getting materials, getting your lingerie and everything else? What are the challenges that you've been having since the Brexit happening now?
So, one of the main challenges that Brexit is bringing is with the import and exporting materials, whether it's fabrics or components from the UK. For me, I'm going to be doing it in Eastern Europe. So at the moment, it was finding a manufacturer that fitted myself. So still like dealing with that part. That's fine, but it's the fabrics which I found someone who can supply my fabrics in the UK, which is brilliant because they supply almost all of the UK underwear brands. So I know that they've got a great reputation. However, the issue with Brexit, as opposed to shipping fabrics from the UK to Eastern Europe, then now there's going to be different tariffs that's incurred.
So what's those tariffs? What does that entail?
It's about shipping it abroad. So I know what the HMRC said, that if I've bought my fabrics over here, I've already paid VAT, so I don't have to pay VAT for that. But there's about 5 or 6 different forms that I have to fill out, and I'm going to work my way through it. So I'm ready. I've got my laptop here, but there's the import, there's the export. So even if I, how to explain it? So once products are made in Eastern Europe, then I would pay extra import fees because it's coming from outside of Europe into the UK. So that's one fee. And if I need to supply Eastern Europe with other fabric or components, for example, then I've got to pay a different importing tax, so exporting tax. So it's just like, it's become like a bit of a headache. And in terms of what you guys said earlier about if you stop or start something, I've already made my decision. I'm going. It's been validated, and I won't call it seeking approval. I will call it more validation for what I want to do, and making sure it's not just what I want. It has to be what others want, because it's all great doing it for myself, but that's not gonna help, you know. And following your passion over money first, the money will come.
Absolutely.
You know? So it's like you got to keep going, but also always check at different stages. Is this viable? Is it worth it? Do you need to drop this part? Do you need to add this? You know, what else does your customers, and really engage with people? Because without them, I could just be going off on a tangent elsewhere and creating something that I just like, and ultimately I want you to like it, and you to like it, and everybody else to like it. So and it's so important to get that right. And the journey is good. There's been the ups and downs. I got ill, had COVID. That slowed me down. So I just get tired a bit quickly, or a bit out of breath. Hence when I came on here, I was like, oh, let me just catch my breath. But so that's the Brexit part. It's going to just incur more charges and delays in getting things to and fro. So
well, I find it so interesting because, you know, like, obviously the focus has been mainly about, you know, the coronavirus, being about the vaccine, and it was like all of a sudden, what happened to Brexit? Do you know what I mean? And I remember going shopping one day, and I remember someone saying something about, oh, they wanted a specific tomato, which they normally generally get in that shop, and the person said, well, because it's coming from Spain, and because of Brexit, we may not be able to get that anymore. And I was like, it seemed to me like, shit, this is going to have a massive impact on us. And I don't think people really understand what's really going out here. Do you know what I mean?
And I think, and for me, I also work in a college, and I do intervention, support and safeguarding with the students. And I remember when Brexit, we were talking about Brexit like years ago, and we were actually trying to show our students, like, they done sort of like a fake vote, so that a few people from different political parties was coming in, and they was telling them about the pros and cons. And I remember them using a mobile phone as an example. So they said that all the components that are in the mobile phone, because they're made in Europe and in different parts of the world, because of, you know, when we exit from Brexit, and that phone is going to go up in price because we're having to have new relationships and new tariffs, like you mentioned before. So that's the simplest way we could kind of break down to our students about potentially what this could mean. And I remember that also resonated with me. And yeah, because I launched my candle range back in Christmas, but my supplier, you know, we're working, because again, she sources some of the ingredients for my candles in Europe. So we're having to sort of put a hold on that range at the moment. It's just, it's not a no, that's never going to happen. It's just not now. So this is huge implications, huge, and people have gone out of business because of this.
Yeah,
you know, it's people's lives.
Of course. And something else to consider is when you're selling to other people, then somebody's going to have to pay or fork out for that extra charge of sending it abroad and having the right taxes. I mean, last year I bought a bra from an American company just for like research purposes, and it was the equivalent of like $65, and it was like $28 to ship it. So I made that decision. I bought, so I done it, and then when the postman came, he just put a note through my door that I have to go to the post office and pay £22, £21 something for the import of the product.
Tax,
and then it didn't fit, so then I sent it back. So I've lost the shipping, lost the import charge, and then obviously the rates changed, so I got back the equivalent of like 50 quid, but I spent well over 100.
Wow.
And so in terms of business, when you're doing a business from over here, yes, my ideal world is to expand, and I've got certain places where I want to see my product and do a collection for a particular brand, and so I'm putting it out there. But in terms of starting, I've got to start a little bit more local in the UK and capture that market. And until you've got other offices elsewhere, then you can operate from there. The charges become so high, you know. So it is a numbers game. It's definitely a numbers game, and making sure that enough people know about it, so there's a good supply and demand.
Yeah, and also
so you get that balance, isn't it? You need a balance, because like you said, somebody's going to be paying for that. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, obviously, as the business owner, you don't want to be the person to be paying for that at all time.
Keeping costs low.
At the same time, your clientele, it's like, how are they going to be saying, all right, I don't mind spending, you know, like the mindset that we already have, especially as Black people, we don't really want to pay more than, say, if we can get it cheaper from the Irishman or from the Asian man or whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to us doing business, this is even going to be more challenging, because obviously there's all of these other barriers now, and someone's got to pay for it. Do you know what I mean? So you know, we
can overcome. We can overcome those barriers. And what I'm listening to, is it Natalie?
Yes, Natalie.
I'm listening to you, Natalie, and I'm saying, guess what? I would buy a bra just because of you, because of who you are and the way you come across. So I think that there's something in knowing who is behind the bras. So as much as you're going to give, you know, your company, your business, it's got a brand, but I know that just having this conversation with you, that when your range launches, I'm going to be kind of going online because I've made a connection with you. So I think that's really important, a really important thing to consider when you start, you know, getting out there, because you are selling. You've already sold the bra to me.
The thing is, Carla, when you see Natalie's bra, like when you see the actual bra itself, the actual because when you go into Instagram, it's just amazing. It's just so beautiful. Like,
thank you.
Even the onesie kind of that bra set that you showed me, I was like, yo, I could just wear that and just wear a blazer on top. Like,
that's the whole idea.
You know what I mean? It was so sexy, but it's not sexy that, like, you know,
it's tasteful.
It's just tasteful.
Yes.
Well, that's exactly what I was going after. Sorry to interrupt. That's exactly what I was going after. So it was really important that I can create something that works for women of my ideal customer is women who are professional, who are a bit more fleshy. They are generally over 30 towards 50, fleshy, who have had some children, or they've just been putting on weight as we get a bit older. And they have the pain of having heavy, large breasts and all those things that come with it. You know, whether it's the extra back fat, the spot between the boobs. So it's making sure that I can have a bra that's functional as well as beautiful, and having brief that also function, that helps your tummy, you know, having the right type of fabric. So we all get a bit sweaty there. You know, so I want to make sure I've got the right type of fabric. In general, predominantly black women, but there are other women of other cultures who their body shapes, their muscular skeleton is more prominent, it's more curvy, and women are getting more their shapes are changing, we're evolving, you know, through hormones, and we're mixing more, so we're getting more curvier. And I find, and I like to ask the question continuously, when women are buying knickers, like, how many of them are not satisfied with it not being high enough? When you sit down, we've got the builder's bum. It's not pretty. And
not
I like a full brief. Me, I do like a full brief.
Oh, I do love a full brief. Before I was a phone chick, but now I love my full brief, mate. Give me a full brief anytime.
I've just been thinking, and I thought, Nat, you've got to be open and honest, and you're going to have to ask questions that nobody wants to talk about. Like, who gets sweaty? I know we get, well, I put on COVID weight. Well, that's an excuse. I've just put on weight, and I'm having an affair with food right now. So, you know,
I like that.
Extra donuts in the middle, and when you sit down, you know, I don't want to see a builder's bum, and it's uncomfortable. It doesn't look good. It's not tasteful. The fact that when you get a little bit hot, we've got on all these layers. If it's not leggings or jeans or tights, we're just getting hot down there. So it's going to absorb and make you feel dry. So, and cotton, yes, that's great, but cotton still keeps things wet. So I've been looking at different innovative fabric technologies to incorporate into that. And once I know, I can educate and let my customers know what they're getting, not just this bra and not just this brief, then they'll understand why there will be a cost attached, because it's an investment. It's not just it's not meant to be fast fashion, you know. It's meant to be something that it can last. The bras are intended that you can wear it as an outerwear as well as underwear.
Brilliant.
You know?
I love the concept. I love it.
Just being pretty, just not being nice for you. And yeah, the partner, I would say partner because I'm trying to be politically correct if someone's gay or not, but their partner can think, oh yeah, that looks good, but actually you feel good within for yourself first and foremost, you know, and comfortable, and giving it a smoother silhouette. So when you've got your clothing on, we can hopefully squish in those extras, you know.
Yeah, make it nice and curvy and shit, nice and ting. Yes, I get you.
Did you, when you created your range in that, did you have a vision board or a mood board, or how did you visualize all of this great underwear?
Well, first of all, I hardly sleep at night. I'm always tired because my mind races. Right now, I'm just sitting on my bed, right? I've got my diary. I've got a book that I've got here. Sorry, that's my notepad. My diary is somewhere. And that's how I sleep. Beside me there's no man there. There's books and pens and all sorts of stuff.
I love that.
My vision, it all started from going out to a white party. Every year I go to this DJ's white party, and I'm the one with the big boobs. And I'm fighting what bra goes with the outfit. Like, I don't want it to be seen. Is it going to be, you know, is it going to work? So from there, that's where I thought of the bras, and it was going to be nude. But the nude color, it's been saturated, and there will be a nude collection, but I don't want it to be just all nude, just focusing on nude. And in terms of for black women, it's not just for black women, because when you look, the majority of people who have big boobs is black women, and there's white women, not particularly Asian women, because of their structure, you know. So and we live in the UK, and if you look at the population where we are, there's this much of us and there's that much of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm not trying to like burn any bridges here. I'm here to help women.
Yes.
And
great.
this is not just a black business. It's a business owned by a black woman.
That's right.
You know, it's inclusive in that sort of sense, but inclusive for people with a larger bust and a smaller frame.
Yeah.
And when when I'm ready, then it will expand and into swimwear, into accessories, into outerwear with limited edition. So I've got books.
I love the way you just make it so big. You know, you just dream of it.
I love it. And do you know what? I love the fact that you said you have a notebook, because in my masterclass yesterday, I encourage people to walk around with a notebook, because like you, I'm an ideas person, so I have a notebook in the car, and I have a notebook because it is so important. And you don't have to action everything now. You can just put it in the car park, park it for a little
100%. I've got ideas coming out of my head. Like sometimes I can't sleep. I have, generally speaking, the past year, I have this beside me. This is the newer one. It's halfway full, and I've got a pen because I'll get up and I've still got to write something down before I can go back to sleep.
Right.
And kids will keep going, but obviously it's one step at a time, making sure it's viable and so forth. And
sorry, I have to interject there. That sounds so like Janelle. Janelle walks with. When I met Janelle always had this notepad, and I just didn't understand why this chick's always got notes. She's writing down notes every minute.
Yeah.
And she just said, a notepad is her best friend. Literally it is.
You're emptying your brain, you're emptying your thoughts. You have to. And it's someone said it's for, is it constant creatives? Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, when you're
creative.
And when you've got a vision, I think that you have to, you know, you're always adding to it. And when you've got big dreams, you're always adding to them. So that is one thing. I remember when I had my first vision board experience in my home, and when I gifted all the ladies as they were leaving, I bought little notebooks for them, and I wrapped them up. And, you know, some of the ladies are like, Carla, I've still got my notebook from 2015. So really, I really encourage you, go and buy a £1 notebook from the pound shop. And
100%.
You know, and
it's so important. It's so imperative, because you need to document things down. And when you go back to it, then you just remember, you know what I mean, kind of thing. Okay, this is what, because sometimes, like for myself, I can just have so many different ideas. And then it's like, oh, why did I write that down? And that, you know, it's all of that kind of thing. So it's so imperative to jot it down in the moment as well.
Yeah,
definitely. I live by my notebook. I'm 44 this year, and I have.
So am I.
You babies.
Every year I have a diary. My favorite is an A5 size, a page a day, and that way I can make notes. I can have my list of my to-dos and my goals. It's so important to have the goals written out and then set in certain time frames and how to break it up. But also having different notepads. So I'm infamous. I've got my bookshelf there, and I've got about 6 or so notepads just for the bra stuff that's filled. My phone is just complete. It's just full, like over 6,000 pieces
as well.
Wow.
I do my
bras and boobs and lingerie. But also, I think it's so important. I love having a notepad, because when you write it down, it makes it more real.
Absolutely.
So, I'm the notepad collector. I have. I'm not even embarrassed to say it, but I've got a box under my bed. You know, one of those IKEA boxes.
Yeah.
And when I used to go to events, I'd always collect notepads, and I would use them. Always use them, and I love it. I absolutely love it. That's where this one came from. I was on marketing or business, anonymous with going to those things, but honestly it's so useful. And I'm old school. I do use the laptop. I do notes on the phone.
But it's something about writing.
It's set in stone. And I can go back and I can see it. I need to visualize it. I don't want to go back on the phone and it's and the battery dies or something, you know. And I believe out there. Like right now, I'm sitting on my bed. Opposite is my wall, and I've decorated it with paper. There's just like affirmations there, my to-do list. I've got some of the.
Love this.
I love that.
Mate, I'm just inspired by Natalie right now.
It's
That's
so
what I posted, and I'll stick them up, and they just falling down, but I'll stick them up so I can happily peel them off when I've done something, add to it, and it makes sense because I can see it. That means it's always on my mind, and behind me it's just pictures of some achievements, you know, and some it's just to be just to trying to keep always focused, motivated, and when you feel like you're falling a little bit, you need to have something to pick you up. So if I can look there on my bookshelf, look over there, there's my to-do list and my affirmations, there is achievements. That's what I'm doing. And it just helps keep the mind flowing.
It's a reflection, and also it's about going on that journey to appreciate what you've done, because sometimes, like I said yesterday in the masterclass, we're always busy doing, but it's so important to reflect and celebrate your achievements, and actually sometimes just be still. You know, we don't always have to be aspiring. I'm not saying not to, but I'm just saying that when you do achieve, you know, sit back in that zone and say, I did that, and revisit that process and that feeling. It's really important to get that feeling. How did that feel? What were my challenges? How did I overcome them? You know, and really gauge that. Adju was in the house. Hey, Adju.
That's what I was going to say. Adju, do you want to join in the live?
Firstly, Adju, it was 3 years when you stepped up.
3 years.
And you motivated us all. So happy anniversary. Is she joining in?
I've just sent her a request because she's just come in. So, guys, if you just come on to our platform, basically, we're just celebrating myself, Coach Carla. We're welcoming a few more people to join and jump into the live and just share a bit about yourself. It wasn't planned like this. It's very spontaneous, and sometimes that's just the way it is, and sometimes it's conversations that we will have. But it's been 3 years since Coach Carla launched, and it's been 4 years for Now Chat Show. So we are celebrating. It's all happened on the 25th of March, 2018.
Right, Kaz, at the holiday in Bloomsbury, and we had a fantastic team. Adju was, she said, girls, can't even come on. Girls, I can't even come on. That's Adju's voice, right? But I love you guys so much.
We love you.
But no, we're just reminiscing about that day and how we planned, and how the flow and the energy in the room was just absolutely amazing. And we had over 50 women doing their vision boards. So for me, it was a massive accolade. Kaz put me on the platform, and we just had a great time, an amazing time. So we're just celebrating our achievements, and we're kind of going back, right, Kaz?
Yeah, definitely. And I think, to be quite honest, you know, obviously the 25th of March went past last year, and I think that was just at the beginning of the whole pandemic and everything else. So you're not even looking at what you've achieved. You're just thinking, oh my gosh, what's happening?
Stay home, stay safe.
It was just like, hold on a second, we need to celebrate, you know, remembering what we went through and where we are. And I think it's so imperative that we actually celebrate those milestones in our lives, because we have to be grateful for what we have right now. And one thing this whole situation is teaching us right now is to be grateful. And, you know, really just give thanks every single day, because some people are just not making it. And the fact that we're all here on a live and everything else, we should be just giving God all the glory, whether or not you're religious, spiritual or not, whatever it is, whatever you believe in. You have to give thanks. It is really that time where we just have to give thanks, you know, because, mate, it's been a challenge, but I'm just grateful to be here and to be in a live. I haven't done a live, gosh, in ages, and I actually missed it. I miss it. I miss it.
It's the interaction with other people. It's inspiring. It just uplifts. It motivates you, and it's our new going out.
I know.
You know, you need something. It's like talking to different people. It's like, oh, I feel like I've gone out now. You know,
there are some real connections to be had online. And I'm not talking about the dating ones. I mean, those of you that are online dating, go for it. But I'm just talking about the networking and actually learning about people. And putting some time in the calendar to jump on a Zoom or a Teams or whatever, and or a live like this, and just hear someone else's story and see how you can connect, because business is happening even though we're, you know, virtually, even though we're on lockdown. I mean, I had to pivot my vision board experience online. You know, it was all face to face, but now it's online, and it works. So this is the new way for now, anyway.
For now. But we're going to wrap up because it's just going after 9, and I know some of you is going to want to jump over to watch Judy Love, because she's going to be doing a quarantine date night. So I know some of you guys want to go over there. But I just want to say thank you to each and every single person that is watching live right now, and those who are also watching the replay. Thank you so much for giving your time and watching us. Do tune in with Now Chat Show from next week Friday. We will be live on iLive UK, changing the way that you listen to radio. Your girl will be in the building, and I've got a great show lined up from you guys. Do also connect with Coach Carla. She also has upcoming events. Dream big, so do check her out. Connect with Coach Carla, and also do connect with Natalie. Stay connected with Natalie, because ladies, even a man's them, trust me, if you want your wife and your woman to look good, Natalie's the one. Trust me. Trust.
I'll be like, I better speak to Rodney.
The men as well, with like just things where, come on guys, I want you to be finding out your girl's sizes, and the girls can just send it to the guy and he can pay for it.
Oh, thanks for having us, Kaz.
And also, guys, please do check out Extra Time Friday. Now, Janelle is not on the live with us, but she is in the she's commenting below. But guys, do check it out. I know they've ended their season for this season, but there's like about 8 episodes. Do check it out. Janelle is a boss out here, yeah? She just killed it. Stunt production, big up yourself. Quincy the comedian, big up yourself. Everything. The show is just celebrating Black excellence, yeah? And it's on, like, if you check out, just go on YouTube and just put in Extra Time Friday and thank me later, yeah?
Amen.
Okay. I'm going to be doing it right now.
Okay then, guys. So good night, everybody.
Night.
Bye, Coach Carla. Bye, Natalie. Bye, everyone. Good night.
Bye.